Do you remember where you were or how you found out he'd been murdered?
I think I was back in Atlanta when someone called me and told me he'd been murdered. And it was a chilling feeling because you always felt, what could I have done? Is there something I could have done to help this guy? Could I have prevented this from happening? And I couldn't think of anything at the time. I can't think of anything now.
Were you ever contacted by the FBI about Lewis Allen?
I don't remember ever talking to the FBI about him. And the FBI used to come by our offices in Atlanta all of the time.
Were you surprised nothing was done?
No, because there's so many cases like this where nothing was done.
There's still no agents assigned to this. They're expected to do it in their
spare time?
In their spare time.
Oh, well, we see how that's turning out.
And they seem to be relying a lot on journalists and academics. Should the FBI be doing more?
Of course they should be doing more. You know, thank God for these people who are doing it. But we can't turn law enforcement over to journalists. We can't turn it over to academics. We can't depend on some guy at Tulane to tell us who's killing people in Mississippi. Come on.
Do you think it would do any good if you turned a bunch of agents loose in Liberty?
Oh, I believe so. I'm not sure they could successfully prosecute someone. It may be that community sentiment argues against a successful prosecution, but I do think they can bring somebody to the bar of justice, and we can see whether or not there's evidence against him, and if there's sufficient evidence, at least we'll be satisfied that something was done when a man was killed, when a man was shotgunned in his front yard. And to read the description in the newspaper at the time of these pellets tearing up his face, hitting him in the chest, I mean, it's just awful. Why has that gone unpunished all these years?